Hello, hello, my friend. Sorry, I am a little bit late. I was running around trying to get dinner down my throat when hubby got home, and then I forgot that I didn't set up my phone for this, so I had to restart the phone and bunch of craziness. My tea's just about ready, so I'll be getting up to get that in just a moment. But as I settle in, let's say hello and hello, Miss Kimberly and Mary and Angela and Miss Sally. Welcome in. Thank you for coming tonight. I appreciate you for being here. Hello, Miss Jennifer. Welcome in. I'm echoing. Oh, is that better? Did that stop the echo? Well, thank you. I love doing my nails. They're a little grown out right now. I need to have them done again, but hopefully this next week I will have time to get that done. No, I don't understand. It shouldn't be echoing. There's I only have one device on. Hmm. Let me let me. All right. Is that is that better? I hope. Now that the other one was playing. Goodness sakes. Hmm. Yeah, I was having an issue with my sound when I went into Miss Jill's live earlier today, and no one else was hearing it, but I went out and came back in a couple different times and it wouldn't correct. So hopefully, um, Miss Sally, that won't happen to you because, well, that's just annoying. I haven't done a whole lot since, as far as crocheting, is since we last met. If you don't know, if you guys weren't there, Crystal and I did a live sale together on Friday. That went very well, and then we sent everybody over to Diana D's. That was really a lot of fun, and Crystal and I got to hang out afterwards, and she was showing me her spinning wheel and all the things that she has had to overcome with her wheel to be able to spin yarn. And I don't know how long all of you have been following me for sure, but if you have been following through my spinning journey at least, you may know that I picked up a wheel about a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago, I guess. And I named her Fiona. She was a bit of an ogre, hence her name. Um, but she had a lot of potential. I just don't have the inclination to give her the time to let her fulfill that potential. So that I say all that to say that I decided to pack Fiona up. I had to take a couple boxes and cut them apart to put them together to make a box big enough and then use a boatload of tape. But she should be able to get there to make her journey, anyways. Uh, I packed her up last night with a few extra little goodies and I brought her up to the UPS drop off today. And she is on her way to Crystal's house. Um, I decided that instead of trying to put her on Facebook Marketplace and probably never sell her, I decided that someone that has worked so very hard to get to cobble together a wheel would be the type of person um, that could truly show, show Fiona or use Fiona to make her into what she should be, to be able to spin the yarn and ply yarn the way she wants to. Fiona also has a 16-ounce bobbin and flyer, so Crystal will be able to switch from the 8-ounce bobbin over to the 16-ounce bobbin, so she'll be able to make very big hanks of yarn if that is what she wants to do. So I am so excited and I look forward to what she can do with that wheel. But also, while we were on that live, I was working on a little bat to go along with Ozzy that I made, and I used a sock yarn and a 1.75 millimeter crochet hook to create this little filler. Let's see if I can find you some more light. There we go. So this little baby bat will be going to live with Ozzy at my friend's house. The wheel it's called a Cassandra wheel. It was designed by a man here in the United States for his daughter Cassandra. She really wanted to spin, and I guess they didn't have an option for a wheel that was already produced. And so her dad built and designed a spinning wheel, especially for her. Um, it's not a very popular wheel. It used to be able to be bought on Etsy. I'm not sure if they are still selling them. However, I do know for sure that the 16-ounce bobbin and flyer isn't available for most of them. So it is a really neat wheel to have in the collection, but I already have a great big giant wheel that's not really in use. So to have another one taking up space that I'm not using, if I was using it, that would be one thing. But being that I wasn't using it, you know, they're meant to use. So I sent her to someone that will use her, and I hope with all I have that she will love her and can make beautiful yarn with her. But, excuse me, for the little bat, I don't know if you see the little tiny eyeballs. Those are actually just beads that I sewed on afterwards with a sewing needle and some regular thread. But that was a lot of fun to make, and I will probably make a few more just to have here in the craft room because, you know, bats are awesome. And then I started a top, but I think that I'm going to rip the two rounds out and omit the gray. It's very pretty. Now, you're not seeing the color that the yarn actually is because my camera sucks. This was my colorway, Witch's Brew. So it is purples and teals and very dark greens and just loveliness. But I know you're seeing blue. It's not blue. It's very, very teal. Um, and then the middle color is a lovely charcoaly gray. Um, but I think I like it better without the charcoal gray. So I'm going to rip it out and start over. Well, not start completely over, just rip out the gray and redo a couple rounds. And then today I bought some chains because I'm going to do something special with the strap of the tank top. So I'm going to use some chains and do some beadwork and stuff like that. I think that'll be a lot of fun. And I haven't quite yet finished the washcloth that I started for the tutorial. I did get the tutorial out as I promised, which is awesome. And I got a how to make cinnamon raisin bread video out, which I know quite a few of you have seen. Yes, yes, very true. Bats in the hair is no fun. We have quite a few bats here on the property. I absolutely love seeing them come out because that means they are filling their little tummies with bugs. There's a fly on my camera. Oh, yep, that was a fly. Sorry about that. I've been chasing that little bugger around the house. Every time I get the fly swat out, he disappears. Hello, Miss Lisa, and thank you for lurking. And hello to everyone that I have been so rude and didn't say hello to, like Miss Denise and Demetra. Yeah, dirty little flies. Can't stand getting bugs in the house. But what I was going to say is if you did see the cinnamon raisin bread video and you would like to make, instead of making cinnamon raisin bread, and you would like to make just plain um, white sandwich bread, you can use that tutorial video for the cinnamon raisin to make the white sandwich bread. Just omit the raisins, of course, the cinnamon and brown sugar, but do all the other steps in the exact same measurements, and you will have a really delicious, fluffy, wonderful white sandwich bread. That's actually how I got the cinnamon raisin recipe. Is I learned the white bread recipe and then I added the cinnamon, the raisin, and the brown sugar on my own. I could have looked up a specific cinnamon raisin bread recipe, but I was in a experimental spirit and decided to try my hand at it without finding an already perfected recipe. It took me a couple tries, but by the second try I pretty much had her made. So I decided to go with that instead of looking up anything else. Well, thank you, Miss Sally. Oh, that would be very garlic cheesy. Oh, yes, I should definitely do that. Ooh, that sounds wonderful. How much cheese do you use when you do the garlic cheesy bread, Kimberly? I would love to know. Yeah, I mean it's hot and baking in the heat isn't a lot of fun, but after learning what I've learned about what they do to the flour when you get like bleached flour and all the extra preservatives that they put in things so that it can sit on the shelf for extra long, hot or not, I'd rather have the stuff made from home. Yeah, that's what I kind of figured that's what you would do, like you would add the cheese in the same way like I added the raisins in. Because that would just be absolutely wonderful. I know one of the king's favorite biscuits is the Cheddar Bay biscuits, like the Red Lobster kind. Every once in a while, I'll make some of those here at home because they're just wonderful. I'm not a great big bread person, but the king is extremely southern and he likes to have carbs with his carbs. Meaning, like if we have mashed potatoes or something like that, he also wants bread. Um, Now, the way I was raised, if we had mashed potatoes, we weren't allowed to have bread because it was too much. Um, but my mom did a lot of weird diets and stuff as we were growing up, so um, our relationship with food wasn't always healthy. Ooh, that sounds wonderful, Kimberly. I'm gonna have to try that because I know the king would absolutely be head over heels. I ended up in the ER, the avocado one. Ooh, owie, owie, Jennifer. I hope that you heal up fully and the scar that remains isn't terribly bad. I know I've had my fair share of boo boos in the kitchen. I've got a couple blisters right now that are working on healing because I was out, messing around in there. Oof, yeah. I've been wanting to get an avocado just so I can grow the pit because they do make a very beautiful plant. That's how I got quite a few plants from pineapples too. Because every time, well, not every time, but quite often when we buy a pineapple that has a really pretty top, um, I will cut the top off and either stick it in some water or go ahead and stick it in some dirt right away. And now I have quite a few pineapple plants, and they're just marvelous. They're so beautiful. Oh, dye the wool with the pits. I bet that would be very pretty. Excuse me. I'd like to get some black walnuts and dye some yarn with those. Because the black walnuts, when you dye yarn with those, will turn the yarn pink. It's a really pretty shade of pink, too. Oh, that's no fair, Michelle. No fair at all. But you can make her a delicious raisin bread minus the cinnamon. I mean, the cinnamon adds a kit, an extra specialness to it, but just raisin bread is very yummy too. Right, can't go wrong with pink. That's the bestest color ever. And we got my car fixed this week, so I'm back on the road. Uh, the king had to put a new air filter in it for me and some kind of sensor, and now we're looking around for a throttle cable because that messed up too. Had my car over revving all over the place, but it's fixed now, so I'm back out on the road. Not that I ever really go anywhere. Just to uptown to the store every now and again. Sometimes I'll leave specifically just to put some gas in the car. Mhm. I had to go and get some more binders today because I bought a few new patterns that I am planning on doing. One of them is a pocketbook that has the head of a crow on it. It's so pretty. I can't wait to make it. And then I found a dream catcher that has a dragon wrapped around the outside of the dream catcher. So hopefully, pretty soon I'll be able to start on that. I still have to get the predator hat made for my friend, and of course, I still need to complete the Gamecocks blanket, and then I'm just gonna have to start, puttering away one by one on the mosaics because I really do enjoy doing mosaic. It just takes a little bit more total concentration for me than I really have time to put into it right now. It's not that it's hard to do, it's the constant counting of every kind of stitch. And yeah, that just kind of, I'm usually working on two or three things at once. So to have to focus on just that one thing is really, really hard for me. But I do plan on keeping going with them because they are beautiful. I would, love to see them done. I just got busy doing other things, so I got to get back to them. And I got this room about halfway switched around the way that I want it. I've got most of my sewing stuff now is out in the sewing room. Uh, I do want to get a bookshelf for out there so that I can put my sewing machines up on the bookshelf so they are up and off the floor and out of the way. And then I have like one more thing of yarn that I need to bring in here. And then all the yarn will be in here along with all the other crafts except for the sewing stuff. Uh, but that's been a slow going process because I do so much and then I have to take a break. Yeah, that could work too. Hello, Miss Crystal. How are you today, sweetheart? It's good to see you. Almost done with a spin on my drop spindle, and I'm about halfway done with a spin on Athena. Yes, I think she probably meant for Michelle for the mixing some ground nutmeg, ginger, and clove together rather than using cinnamon. Same here, Crystal. Same here. Long day. Well, it's definitely easy enough to be to confuse uh, which person was talking about what. But everything from the sale is out. That went really well. I actually sent everything out the day after the sale, so it all left here on Saturday. Just one person left, but I knew at the sale that I was going to have to wait for hers, and that's not a problem. But we have two sets left. Now, these are purple, not blue. I know you're probably seeing purple, but it's varying shades of purple. And I mean, there is a little bit of blue, but mostly it's purple. This one here is called Cornish Pixie, and I do have a picture up on my community post. And then we also have a Griffin, which again is more purple than what you're seeing, but it is purples, reds, pinks, blues. Very, very pretty. It is 100% superwash merino. It's 4 ounces and 393 yards per hank. That's the same with this one as well. And then we have 3 sock bases. This one's rose quartz. So it is a purpley pink and a pink mixed together. This one is 437 yards, 75% superwash, 25% nylon. And we have 2 different reds left. We have Tiger's Eye, which is a, wow, that's really going crazy there, ain't it? Very, very, very dark reds and a nice lighter bright red, where this one is very bright and deep reds with a darker, deeper red. And yes, these are all 2/8. But that's all we got left from the sale. So next month I will order some more yarn and dye some more colors and keep doing it, I guess, once a month. Yeah, they're all sock weight yarns, or 2/8 yarns, sorry. One's a sock base and one is just purely superwash, or the pairs are straight superwash merino, and the singles are merino and nylon blend. Oh, that dirty little fly is back. Missed him. Irritate. I think this next week I'm gonna try my hand at making breakfast biscuits. I've not tried making those before. I've made other kinds of biscuits, but never like the biscuits and gravy type biscuits. So that'll be fun. Hopefully, I'll be able to make those as well. It is. It really is. Cotton, I mean, it's not hard to dye. It just takes more time and a little bit more hands-on work. I mean, there's several different ways to do it. I do have the ability to dye cotton yarn, and I even have the stuff to do it. It's not my favorite thing to do, but I definitely can. And if there is enough interest in it, I would be willing to do some cotton yarn for chicken and biscuits. Oh, I bet the king would like that. But he really likes like biscuits and gravy for breakfast. That is way too heavy of a meal for me. Um, Anytime, but especially for breakfast. Of course, I don't really eat breakfast anyways. Yeah, I would probably use sausage grease as well, just because he eats a lot more sausage than he does bacon. Now, I like bacon a lot, but I like it for like doing BLTs. I really love a good tomato sandwich, especially if it's got a little bacon and some lettuce on it. Hello, Mimi Tammy. How are you today, sweetheart? A couple more rows and we'll have this one done. And holy smokes, this is like pumpkin orange and it's looking totally yellow. There we go. There's the right color. Oh, yummy, yummy. Now I'm jelly, Bonnie. I have a voluntary tomato plant out there, which every time it gets tomatoes on it, we get dumped on with rain for 5 or 6 days, and the tomatoes go bad on the vine. So depressed. And I also have a tomato plant that I purposely planted, and the same thing happens. Every time it gets tomatoes on it, we get dumped on with rain for ever and a day, and everything just goes bad on the vine. Makes me so mad. I have cucumbers out there doing real well right now, and the plant for some yellow squash and the plant for some cantaloupe, the plants are doing very well. They keep flowering, but they're not producing anything past the flower so far. Oh, I do plan on making pickles, yes, because I'm also growing dill because, oh, yummy, fresh dill. My grandmother made all kinds of pickles. I do plan on once we have everything cleared the way that I want to start canning all of our own stuff. My dream is to pretty much be self-sufficient where like the only thing I'm going to the grocery store for is like oil and you know sugar, flour, things that I cannot produce myself or make myself. I would rather um, make as much of it from scratch at home as possible. Uh, I just I feel better when I cook that way. I feel better when I eat that way. And the king's health has gotten so much better since he stopped eating like McDonald's and Taco Bell and stuff like that. And I was cooking for him, not only for meals at home, but I send, meals in his lunch bag for him so that he doesn't have to eat that stuff. And ever since I've been doing that, his health has gotten so much better. When I first met him, like every other week, this man was sick. He was constantly bringing home the flu and the cold and the just respiratory junk all the time. And now, since he had the pneumonia, he actually has only been sick like once since then, and everything else has been, his hip. Oh goodness, his hips replaced, and stuff like that. Um, but his immune system has been so much better. He has stopped bringing home all the junk from work, because they have a big factory. There's like between 3 and 5,000 people out there working, depending on if they're fully staffed and that. So you know, lots of germs, just like the kids going to school. Uh, I would miss it if but I understand, Miss Tammy. I know it's got to be a bit much, especially when you're only doing it, for you or just you and maybe one other. It is a lot, I know. Um, but it's just that's how I want to do. But thank you very much for the super chat, super sticker thingamajigger. But thank you, thank you, thank you. I will get you wrote down on a piece of paper here and transfer you over to the proper notebook after the live because I forgot that out in the kitchen. I have a recipe wrote in it as well. So I will get you wrote down in the book once the live is over. But for now, I will put it here. Yeah, yeah. The bleached flour and stuff like that is just, oh my god, the chemicals they put on it is just horrible. They just, I just don't like all that chemicals they put in our food and the stuff that just doesn't belong there. I usually try to set a goal. Not that it really don't matter if I get, no super chats or 100 of them. I come to spend time with you guys. It really doesn't make a difference either way, although I do appreciate it when they are sent. And thank you, Miss Vicky, and thank you, Miss Sally. Well, thank you, 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 thank you. I'll get you guys wrote down. Okay, there we go. Hello, Miss Liz. How you doing, sweetheart? I've heard really good things about the King Arthur brand. Thank you, Miss Denise. I will get you wrote down. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, I'm gonna also make while I'm making my white bread tonight, I'm gonna make up a loaf of banana bread too, just because it sounds good to have some banana bread right now. All right, Miss Michelle, you have a good night and rest well, sweetheart. Thank you for coming by. Ooh. Well, I sending all the love and light. I hope that your granddaughter's surgery goes well and that she doesn't need any more after this. Well, hello, Miss Leanie. Welcome in. Let me see. What did she say? Hello, Bridget and everyone in chat. I'm watching on TV and I'm not. Okay, that's not a problem. We enjoy you being here. Thank you for watching. I don't know why you'd want to see me on a TV. That's kind of scary, but that's awesome when we can get information from the elders that have done things differently than we do them now. They have such amazing things to teach us if we take the time to learn. I wish nothing more that my grandma was here so that I could, pick her brain and learn all the stuff that she had to teach. Ooh, sourdough bread, yum yum. Well, thank you, Miss Leanie. Mm, my nose has got a tickle. Ooh, zucchini bread. Yes, yes, yummy. Those kids got you going round in circles, Liz. I'll go out in the living room every once in a while, and we've got like I don't know, it's a monstrously big TV. I think it's like 75 inches or something like that. It's huge. Like it's ridiculously huge. Um, but the king likes to play his video games and whatnot on it, and I figure as hard as he works, he deserves to enjoy some game time. So I don't have a problem with having the great big TV. But every once in a while, I'll go out there and he'll be watching one of my videos with me up on that great big TV. And I tell you, the first time I seen myself on a 70-inch TV, I about ran in the other direction. I'm like, what in the heck? Yeah, and the king was looking at a 90 some inch TV the other day when we were over at Costco, and I just told him, keep wishing, buddy. Like, our living room is barely big enough to put a sofa in it, like with having the wood stove in there and the stand that all the TV stuff goes on, like the PlayStation and the DVD players and where all the PlayStation games go and stuff like that. Plus a recliner. I mean, we're struggling trying to figure out where we're going to put a sofa once we have one because we don't have one right now. Haven't had one since we moved in here. And he wants a 90 some inch TV. And I'm like, this is just crazy. Hello, Mr. Zach. How are you, sweetheart? Welcome in. When do the kids go back to school, Miss Liz? I know that's got to be here fairly soon, I guess. The kids went back to school already down here. They went back last week. Oh, Liz, take me too. I want to go too. We can have a girls' day. Come pick me up. Oh, that's awesome. I know you're a happy girl now. Has to have some time just for you and the hubby. And then when the hubby's at work, time for just you if you want to take a nap or take a long, hot, leisurely bath without any mom coming from the next room. I always loved having the kids home for summer break so we could do so much stuff, but it was also nice when they went back to school because mm, then I could have just a little bit of time to breathe and do all the running and all that whatnot. Well, that does sound yummy, Zach. Peanut butter on a rice cake, an apple cinnamon rice cake. I used to really like those. I can't have them now, they're too hard. My goal is for this stitch of the month thing is I'm going to try, and I can't guarantee it's always going to happen because that's just not how it works for me. Um, but I'm going to try every month to just put a simple tutorial up, as well as do our first Monday of the month as like a tutorial walkthrough. Can go over it over and over again if need be. And then I'd like for the last live of the month, if anybody has completed a project with their stitch, if they email me that project, I can share it on our live, just to show everybody all the wonderful things that we have made with that stitch for that month. And as I said before, anybody that does participate in that way will be put into the monthly live giveaway. So, and like I said, it doesn't have to be anything big or huge. It can be a simple washcloth or a scarf, or, something small, something that you only work on during our Monday night live for the hour or 2 hours, whatever it happens to be that week. I think I'm going to do one more row and call this one done. You talking about banana sandwiches, Miss Bonnie? The king loves banana sandwiches. Oh my goodness, that's a big granny squares, 12 by 12. Doing 15 of them, so you're doing 3 rows of 5 or 5 rows of 3. Well, I'm with you on that one, Bonnie, for sure. Um, I love bananas, but they have to be like the perfect amount of ripe. They can't be overripe or even underripe for me. I'm very, very fussy about what I eat and how I eat it. But yeah, bananas on a sandwich is just not something, or bananas on much of anything. It's just not something I'm keen on. 'Cause bananas definitely have to be the right texture. I've done that before. Had a kept a extra square around for whatever, just because I liked the square. I thought it was pretty. I'm the same way. If the banana peel is green, I'm not eating it. But if it started to get spots, I'm also not eating it. If it, yeah, I have weird texture issues. Yeah, there we go. We have another washcloth. Just need to tuck in the ends and we're good to go. Allergic to bananas, Nessa? Oh, I have a friend that I grew up with that was allergic to bananas. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna be making banana bread tonight, actually. Yeah, it's one of my favorite ways to have banana is banana bread. Yeah, I actually bought some bananas earlier this week, and I bought way more than I knew that we would eat because the king does like them quite a bit. He actually tries to eat at least one banana a day when he is off work. It does help him to have less muscle spasms and whatnot. Ooh, I've not tried avocado bread. I've had zucchini bread. I really like zucchini bread. That's one of my favorites. I like onion bread too. There's a sweet onion bread that I really like, but I haven't been able to find a recipe so that I can make it myself. It's more of a dessert than it is like any I don't know, like it's almonds and it's onions and it's got it's just delicious, but I cannot find the recipe anywhere and it's driving me crazy. Water infused with banana peel is very good fertilizer for your plants. Yes, for sure. I actually, most of my banana peels, the pig gets because he really likes them. And then we use his what he leaves afterwards as fertilizer. Because I feed him like all vegetables and fruit. You know, a big storm, Mom's garden got ruined. Oh, I'm sorry about Mom's garden, Zach. I know that's very, very frustrating when Mother Nature comes through and destroys what you work so hard for. We are going to pull up the StreamYard giveaway tool so we can do tonight's drawing. Okay, so if you guys want to type in the word friends, you will be have a chance to be selected by the StreamYard giveaway tool for our monthly live giveaway. Now, I haven't selected the prize yet for that. By next week when we meet, I will have a prize pack put together. I just was a little bit overwhelmed this last week with all the things to do. And Mimi is celebrating 4 months. Thank you very much for being here for 4 months, Miss Mimi. And thank you, Kimberly, for the super chat. We'll say thank you, thank you, thank you. I think tomorrow night I am going to be making calzones for dinner. Is there any interest in seeing those made by you guys? If so, I can record that and put it up as well. Oh, that's fine, Miss Mimi. That or Miss Tammy, that's more than fine. And I appreciate that you have been here for as long as you have. No matter how long that is. And hello, Miss Dory. Welcome in. Yeah, the calzones are really yummy. Huh. Well, that's strange. Are you going to go live tonight, Zach? Maybe I left for the park yesterday with my mother. Yeah, same here. I think I like the stromboli better than the calzones personally, just because of the sauce. Um, I'm not a big fan of like sauce and bread or anything that can make the bread slightly soggy. I have serious texture issues. Okay, Zach, I just wanted to make sure because I was going to send people over that way if you were going to go live. I miss Dory going live on the beach today. Oh, well, thank you, Dory. I'm sorry I missed you live today. Um, I think for the calzones I'm making tomorrow, it's just going to be cheese and some pepperoni. Sometimes I do sausage. I will probably put some vegetables in mine, some bell pepper, some onion, stuff like that. For the king is not as into vegetables as I am, so I will probably make his just with the pepperoni and the cheese. But like I said, I'll probably put mine with some bell peppers, maybe some onion, definitely some garlic because yummy. Oh, Miss Bonnie, you had a busy, busy day. Oh, awesome. A poncho. Can't wait to see that, Miss Charlotte. Let's see, we got 20 people here and 17 people entered. So I think that's probably everybody that wants to be. So we are going to draw 5 names. Now, these names get a chance to win the drawing at the first live of next month. We will draw for everything that happened this month. So our first person is Miss Oodles Vicky. We're going to draw 4 more times. Miss Dory did it. Miss Liz, congratulations. 2 more to go. Miss Nessa, congratulations. And last one, Miss Kimberly, congratulations. Congratulations, everybody. And I will make sure to get those transferred into their proper place once we get done with the live. Speaking of that, I do have a friend that has gone live. So let me see if I can get her link, and I will pop it in the chat so that you guys can head on over and say hello. That's where I will be going after the live. I do like to go in and listen as I'm chit chatting or, running around the house doing all the things. This is Michelle's channel. So if you guys want to head on over there and tell her hello, I would greatly appreciate it. If not, I completely understand. Not everybody is everybody's cup of tea. But if you haven't met her yet, head on over there and say hi. Tell her I sent you over. I will see you guys back here again next Monday. I'm trying to get a bunch of things caught up so that I can start doing some added in lives, some vertical lives, some crochet with me type lives. But I got to get some things done around here so that I have the time to do that stuff. So please give me a little bit of grace and we will be starting that up really soon. Until next time, I truly appreciate you coming by and spending your time with me. Bye for now, my friends.